Welcome to the battlefields of Arguntung Crossings, a map made by White Flash of the Reborn Clan. Land of the Argonians is the way I like to think of it. We do have to explain this map ever so slightly. It seems sort of like a point of interest, but we have to introduce these players, even more importantly, Symbiosis! On the right-hand side of the map, or the left, whichever way the webcam's facing, it doesn't matter. Pew pew pew! Alright, Symbiosis defeated his opponent Eljaz in the last game, and holy crackers! Eljaz was left kind of dilapidated. I don't know, we've all had bad days, but experimental homeopathy, fizzy water, who knows what went wrong with Eljaz that day, but anyway, Symbiosis' opponent is Malum on the left-hand side, who left Siberium in a crater, in a ditch, underwater, in a different planet. I don't know. Again, Siberium was one of the running favorites for this tournament. Everyone votes for him. It's like, who's going to win this tournament? It's Siberium. Siberium's won a lot. And Malum pulled some really good tricks against Siberium. He was beaten back into his base. It didn't concern him whatever. He just kept on playing as strong as he could, and it was enough. That's all we needed. Now, let's check out this map before these players decide to have fights whilst we're not watching. What do we have here? We have these 4 critical strategic points along a crossroads, dividing the map into 4 quarters almost. So these points are really good pressure points. Not so much the horizontal axis, that's this point and this point here, but the vertical ones will certainly cut you off from a lot of important resources. There's medium fuel point, there's munitions, and a high munitions on both north and south side of the map. Now we do have a free engineer start from Malum, which means he's going to be able to capture a lot more stuff a lot quicker, which is good. It's good. What can you say? We got barbed wire going down from Symbiosis, and a motorcycle is out. Where's that MG? It's over here. Now, what kind of... Yeah, we got some interesting lockdown. We got some bushes which are impassable here. We can no longer walk through here so easily, but will these MGs be able to see this squad and suppress them before it's too late? We are getting the flank approaching. Still not picking up and moving. Symbiosis, come on, Symbiosis, come on! The Pioneers have taken a few bullets, but nothing too concerning. It does alert them to the presence, and the machine gunner turns and faces. Here comes that motorcycle to come and help play in the graveyard tonight, pushing anyone out of the way, but there's no need to do that. Everyone's at a good enough range anyway. The riflemen decide to hook up behind this wall. We've got a lot of heavy cover back here that we can use. A really good room to sort of flank around here that you probably won't see until it's too late. Maybe some mines could be placed there. An interesting, just to see where like mines are going to be placed in these new maps. There's always like those critical itty bitty mine map knowledge things you need to take into account when playing on maps. It's sort of like the map knowledge aspect of a game, just knowing where to place mines. It's a critical role. Stuff like next to these bushes can be pretty good. Choke points as well, lit choke points. No need to do that anymore. We got stuff there, even right down here. I mean, we could just point out like loads of mine placements, but we want to see what these riflemen from Malum intends to do. Now, Malum, a lot of infantry play that last... In fact, I think we've had really strong infantry games throughout the whole tournament so far, and no Panzer Elite just yet. No Brits either, which is interesting because this is an all-factions tournament. You are allowed to play whatever you want, not even Staghounds are banned. Now, for those that don't know, Staghounds are a bit bugged right now. They are very overpowered. They do get spammed when you play Brits against Brits or stuff like that. But all players just seemingly want to stay with vanilla factions, and I like that. I have a huge respect for that. I am an advocate of vanilla factions. I do really like them. Their play interests me much more. We are going underneath. No limbo from these engineers. They were not tempted to do that. What the hell am I talking about limbo for? We got some riflemen retreating back here. A hard retreat path through a lot of machine gun fire, and it's a mine on retreat, killing the squad. Ow, you don't want to be losing riflemen on retreat. No, not this early on. We are not even hitting the 5-minute mark of this game yet. Now, for the newcomers of InukiTV, you may notice I have the hat on, which is basically primarily to protect my ears from being crushed by these tremendously awesome headphones, which give me high high sound quality, good for making music. For those that, again, don't know me, I am a musician primarily. Not a very good one, but I still make music. Most of the music on this show. All of the music on the show, actually, that's all me. Just to avoid copyright music, of course, because I own the copyright, and that's a whole nother conversation. That's not important. Dudes, we got fighting to do. So, the riflemen gonna hop inside that building. Look, they even open the door. They don't just teleport in, and then all the windows open. Those houses in the 1940s, they had one button to open all the flaps on the doors. We don't get that now because we don't have flaps on our doors. It's a shame. It's a loss. It really is to the window industry. They really like that. The Volks, though, not entirely behind cover. Do it, man. These two windows are the only windows they're going to be able to fire out of, though. So they're taking a lot of damage there, not so much dealing damage. They're taking sniper fire over there, but we got a huge armada of infantry coming on the left-hand flank. Mine's going down from Melham. Interesting place. It doesn't look like it's going to be used so much over there. It could be moved back here. Maybe here as well. Even that would have been better. That I heard an explosion. We hit a mine! The motorcycle is down. Now, 4 kills for Symbiosis as sniper. Symbiosis is oh, so many S's. He's a snake of a man. The MG is back in action as well. Look at the MG sniper combination. Oh, that's a classic. Mwah! Marvelous, you know. Taking fire at the victory point. The 3 soldiers left over. Will we get a casualty on retreat? No, the engineers. Huge spacing between them, but we are capturing ammunitions. Melham, at the moment, overall view, has a dominant control of the map, but only slightly, the real dominance is here with these zones neutralized, but not too much to worry about, really, because if you check them out, it's only a +10 and a +5, which is why I say that the horizontal cut-off points don't actually cut too much off from your opponent. You really have to sort of go for your enemy's territory, which you usually don't have, so it's kind of not as good as these vertical ones, but that's my flawed map logic. We had some mines being placed down here, but we've forgotten to actually finish them. There we go, there's the cancel button. We got a Volk squad hiding inside of this building. They're pouring out now to try and cut off that strategic point. Go! Oh yes, the football is on right now. I'm not a sporty person, but apparently this tournament was rolling on the same weekend as some big sports event. So a lot of players and casters were like a bit disappointed, soaking their heads and like, but the sporting with like the kicking and the refereeing, who is apparently a wanker, and like I didn't care. I was like, dude, tournament, dude, people are killing each other in this goddamn game, and you're worried about a bit of football, foosball. This. No, if it was like a nuclear bomb in a virtual format, I'd be slightly more interested. But look at this beautiful flank coming on here. You don't get that in football. But anyway, the strategic point did get captured. It got fully captured, so we are delaying this even more by fully capturing it. No need to do that. You can just sort of delay it by firing and maybe even barbed wire around it just to be really annoying. But that usually gets deformatted by these engineers. Ooh, hard drive analogies. Crazy. We do have a tier 2 up from Symbiosis as well, which means we'll get some grenadiers out soon, I hope. We do have a pack out, a safe pack, hiding behind this stall. I think there's meant to be some merchandise there for sale, but somebody's stoling it. I'm looking at you, Pack 38. Pack 38 50mm, which is not as strong as the equivalent Pack 40. Which means it's not equivalent. I don't know why I used that word. Sniper, 8 kills so far. Symbiosis has been sort of hunting, not too much. Alright for this sort of time in the game. Now, Symbiosis is bringing out Grenadiers. I like to see Grenadiers out, but that's what you kind of expect from Tier 2. Do we have a bunker down just yet? No bunkers. Now, this is a popular place to put bunkers, and I am wholeheartedly expecting a lot of bunkers, because people have complained about it on this map. And they'll say it's overpowered. We just kind of have to deal with that, even if it is or it isn't. You just kind of have to work around it. Try, if you see it happen, do something about it. Do whatever you can, because this is a tournament. Money's on the line. You can't sort of attack someone else and say, dude, fix this problem because I can't deal with it. You could say that with absolutely anything. So let's not be concerned with that at all. Let's just try and see how these players will deal with it. Now, I advocate mortars, early game mortars. If you see a tier 2 out, you're safe enough to go tier 2 as allies. Again, that's someone else I kind of expect, and we've seen that in the tournament already. We have seen a few games between players where tier 2 will come up and you'll get snipers and mortars, and it didn't work out entirely for them. In some of those cases, it was an incorrect thing to do, but because I can see what's going on the entire map, of course, like, I could make these judgments. These players, you got to remember, they have fog of war on. They can't see inside the bases. They can't see everything that's going on. So it's very crucial to remember that fact. I have the map hacks. I am the map hacker. Mine's down for Malum. It's a good place to put it around these bushes. Something is definitely going to hit that sooner or later. Bars are now up for Malum as well. Firing in the Grenadiers, taking half health. Vet 1 also for Symbiosis. So that's kind of almost countering. Not entirely. It's all a matter of who has the light and heavy cover. A machine gun set up in the middle from Symbiosis 2. Really good coverage, especially with this barbed wire protecting that flank. We've also got mines in front of that barbed wire, so if anyone tries to do a snippet on that barbed wire, unless it's a minesweeper, they're going to have a hard time doing so. And not just a hard time, they're going to have like a lot of hard shrapnel in their face. But some of them survive, some of the time, not all of the time. These mines still yet to find a use in plowing down some pioneers. It looks like they might go for it. I'm watching you guys. They're paying their respects to someone at the moment. This always happens. It's probably not going to happen. It always happens, though. Someone runs into a mine when I'm not looking, and I'm like, ah, you utter bar steward of a man. No, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, he denied me. Symbiosis. Oh, all these players with S's in their name. It gets confusing. Putting some mines down. This is a much better place because someone's going to come and capture it. Oh, here he goes! Here he goes! Yes! I got you! I watched you! There's the patience. In fact, there was hardly anything going on the map at the time, so I could actually watch that. Now, I think Malum is having not too much of a good time at the moment. Mainly due to losing a rifleman squad early on. He may have lost another one. We do have 4 rifleman squads out. I think one was just purchased, though. We got a motor pool out as well. That's coming on fine and dandy, but it's overly late. We've had this pack sitting there for an extremely long time. The mine is hit by the engineer squad, the flame engineer squad. We got the sniper and MG combo yet again. This MG is doing really well. I think actually Symbiosis' MG play, the snake's play, we would call him the snake. That's his zodiac sign. But he has done a really good job of keeping this mostly on lockdown, and the middle seems to have like very little like attacks happening from Malum. He doesn't want to advance into this area, and rightfully so, he keeps getting suppressed. We've got to utilize these flanks, a lot of wide open areas, but they're guarded by grenadiers and snipers, minesweepers. Should have been a flamethrower, but it is minesweepers, and he's going to see these mines, so that's nice. Actually, the correct thing to bring to the battlefield is a minesweeper. More mines going down. It does mean that Malum is obviously infantry doctrine. Now, what doctrine choice has Symbiosis the Snake done? I don't know just yet. We've not seen anything popped as of yet. We could maybe see no defensive operations on the buildings. No bunker down just yet either, which would also seem to imply defensive. We could see Blitzkrieg later on, or even terror with the propaganda war. But is that really needed? We've already defeated a few rifleman squads. Grenadiers are taking the fire. Oh, double flamethrower is wonderful. And now all the riflemen supporting on the flanks as well of the flamethrowers. Beautiful positioning there from Malum, advancing in a line formation. Could be a bit more spread out, but I'm not too fussed. He is pushing this advance into his own territory back. Only losing the victory point though, so not too much of a concern. We have a Stug 4 out on the field, which is going to deny, yes, this M8 armored car, which I just saw come out on the map right now. And now the Greyhound could actually take out a Stug, but the main concern here is this pack's going to be on its tail as well. The Stug would take a huge amount of shots before it died, so a tremendous amount of micro is going to be needed to actually do that. And Whether Malum has the time to utilize that, I doubt it. He's going to be microing all these other units as well, taking care of victory points and stuff like that. Where's that MG? There it is. I actually can't see these guys capturing that point. It's moving up, it sees the point it's being captured. Now, I don't think Malum will be able to see the setup in time to react to it, let alone have anywhere he can move to. So, that was the end of that. What's going on down here? The Stug is taking some pot shots at Rifleman squads. We've got another Rifleman squad which could die on retreat, which would almost mark the end of Malum for sure. Dropping a bar as well. That's at least 2 Rifleman squads down now. This is not looking good for Malum. Not looking good for Malum at all. We're about to hit another mine. There it goes. It takes out the tree as well. It's a good job it was only 1 engineer squad advancing. Now, it's actually a pretty good maneuver. Don't fault Malum for doing that. And there goes the propaganda wall, which is terror indication on 3 squads. That's why we don't blob. But advancing with an engineer squad is not half bad. If that engineer squad, provided it isn't wounded at all, it will hit a mine. It will not die. Hopefully not die. I hear another mine set off yet again. There it was on the Stug. But your engineer squad will hit the mine, and actually everyone behind you will be fine. Absolutely fine. They won't get suppressed. They won't take any damage. You're just reducing the maximum amount of impact onto 1 squad, and you can continue to advance with your squad. You can't, in Company of Heroes or even Men of War, or probably like any RTS game on the planet, rely on one thing on its own. Otherwise, you are doomed to like huge risks. Playing it safe is the best thing to do. Always. If you just try and win the game, you can set yourself up for like a really destructive, embarrassing loss, where your opponent will post it onto a game replays, and you will be humiliated for millions of people to see. Although those millions of people have gone now, but still potentially millions of people. The Greyhound is coming down here. It's finding itself some targets. These guys could use a Panzerfaust right now, but it's not going to work too much. We need the Stugs to be called in. Stugs! Get your asses right here now! We need you! It's too late. There's a retreat going down. And the Rifleman squads are able to move up and take some of this territory, which has been lost to them. They still need to get this cutoff point, though. That would be really very important to take. These Riflemen, there you go. They correct their courses to strategic point numero 1. Incoming is the Stugs. 1 still has a damaged engine. It's trying to get repaired. The Pioneers, yeah, we go. We're going to keep it there. That's fine. That is absolutely fine and dandy. The pack has readjusted the left-hand side. And I think what Symbiosis was saying, that like he saw the Greyhound come down here and he's going to predict the movements of the Greyhound. Usually, because of the speed of a Greyhound, it can attack the right-hand side, the far right, and then go to the far left-hand side and do some damage over there. But Symbiosis is here. He's got to move his pack up, though. It's just out of range right now. The flamethrowers are coming around the side. Nice positioning, though, from Symbiosis. MG42 able to fire on the infantry coming around here. These guys... No, they're still not out of the Axis range. It's very important to sort of locate where that's facing. Oh, crap, the Stug hits a mine. Actually fires its round into the mine, detonates that, and kills a few, maybe 1, could have been very lucky or unlucky 1 engineer squad. The second Stug is here as well. We've got to retreat down here. I guess that means there's no sticky grenades up for the Riflemen, but that certainly could be very nice to have. Just throw them off, get a damaged engine. Not a lot we can do about it at the moment, but it'll at least slow down Symbiosis for some time as he has to repair these, and it'll give some breathing room to his armored car as well, which doesn't have to worry so much about 2 Stugs on the field. It doesn't have to worry about this pack now. It needs to start retreating now. Not phasing its rear armor. 50% damage from that one. No, we should have moved forward. No, miss micro from Malum. You don't want to get closer to the pack. We have just lost the Greyhound, and it looks like that guy was wearing a belt. Wow, look, that's a fancy belt he's got there. Pure titanium alloy belt. Too big for him. XXL. Anywho, we got double snipers on the field now from Symbiosis. 23 kills for one of them. 4 kills. Brand new shiny recruit of a soldier. Learning a few tips from his bro. And now all the riflemen and the flamethrowers. That's it. That's all we have. We have an AT gun coming out. But with the amount of Stugs and the snipers will hurt AT guns as well. That'll be their primary target. It's not looking good, and we can definitely see, like, maybe some more mines being used at the moment. We did see a prop wall go off. We could see another prop wall going down here. Yeah, whoa, it's a bit delayed there with the propaganda wall.
Down to 2.
But again, as soon as you see that first propaganda wall, you've really got to line out your infantry and stop engaging like that. Now, I do believe that prop war on these guys would have been much better. We could have killed those guys down here a lot easier than the ones on the northern side, but it doesn't matter because both armies were so insufficient at attacking that area compared to what Symbiosis has had. It wasn't going to happen anyway, so I guess he just inflicted more damage to the larger squad. Just win the larger battle, it'll be even more devastating. But I think Malum is gonna give up. He is tapping out. Almost tapping out. Tap out, Malum. I know you're doing. Oh, here it goes. Anyway, congratulations. This is round 5, actually. Game 1 between Malum and Symbiosis. Symbiosis has won as the Axis. We'll go on to game 2. Join me shortly. But I'm ending it here. InukiTV.